From a guy beating his pregnant girlfriend and then stealing her money, to a teenage boy that killed his girlfriend for a free breakfast, we take a look at 10 of the worst boyfriends ever. Number 10. Jebediah James Stipe. A Wyoming man was accused of posing online as his former girlfriend and soliciting someone to act out a violent sexual fantasy. The advertisement appeared on Craigslist in December 2009. "Need a real aggressive man with no concern for women," read the posting on the internet classified advertising form. Its purported author was a Casper, Wyoming woman, whose photo also was posted. 1 week later, a man accepted the offer, forcing his way into the woman's home, tying her up and raping her at knife point. "I'll show you aggressive," he allegedly said, according to court testimony. In fact, the woman had nothing to do with the ad. Instead, a former boyfriend had posted it, soliciting her assault. Number 9. Jerry Ramratton. In 2010, Simona Sumasar was arrested and put in prison for holding up 3 people at gunpoint. The only problem? She hadn't committed the crime. And in fact, Sumasar's ex-boyfriend Jerry Ramratton had framed her for the burglary. It seems Ramratton was angry that Sumasar had accused him of raping her, and so he used intimidation and bribery to convince 3 illegal immigrants to claim that Sumasar had robbed them at gunpoint. Cops didn't question their stories, and Sumasar languished in jail for 7 months awaiting trial, until an anonymous informant told the police that Ramratton had set the whole thing up. Number 8. Michael Vinson. Vinson's girlfriend thought she was ready to deliver their child and told him she needed to go to the hospital. Instead of taking her to the hospital, he punched her in the head twice, waved a knife in her face, threatened to kill her, robbed her for beer money, and hung up the phone when she was trying to dial 911. What a gentleman, right? The woman eventually got help and made it to the hospital where she was treated for the injuries Vinson caused. Number 7. Dwayne Lang. A Queens man passed off a fake HIV test on his girlfriend to deceive her into having unprotected sex with him, though he was actually HIV positive. The unnamed woman wouldn't go bareback with Dwayne Lang, age 47, until he submitted proof of his status. So he fabricated a document from the AIDS Center of Queens County in Rego Park, saying he had tested negative in a rapid HIV test. In early March, the woman got suspicious, and he admitted not only that the test was fake, but that he'd been positive for years. The HIV status of the woman who had unprotected sex with Lang several times is unknown. Lang was arrested and charged with reckless endangerment and forgery. He faces up to 7 years in prison if convicted. Number 6. EDTITION Thompson. A Buffalo man faked his own death after getting his girlfriend's 11-year-old daughter pregnant. EDTITION Thompson is now facing possible life in prison. The 33-year-old fled Buffalo last summer and had his family stage a fake memorial service. After being arrested, he has already had a fake heart attack and a real suicide attempt. Number 5. Jennifer's boyfriend. Being dumped isn't fun at the best of times. But imagine one Australian woman's surprise when her boyfriend publicly finished with her by leaving signs on a busy road. The woman, named Jennifer, has become the talk of New South Wales after she was dumped in what could be one of the most embarrassing public breakups of all time. The mystery woman's supposed lover erected 5 separate signs overnight on the area's busiest road. His feelings started out as romantic, with "Jennifer, will you marry me?" But the proposal was quickly followed by 2 very different signs. "Just kidding," and "I'm breaking up with you." The final, rather blunt sign simply read, "You have 6 days to move out." Number 4. Graydon Smith. Graydon Smith's career in contract law is off to an unpromising start. Police were called to the Holler Lake home of the 31-year-old's parents. There, Smith's pregnant 19-year-old girlfriend told them that her boyfriend had threatened to kill her. She took these threats seriously because Smith had beat her up in the past. He'd also asked her to sign an abuse contract, a letter that stated he was free to pound on her as much as he wanted for perpetuity, so long as he avoided her pregnant belly. When cops contacted Smith by phone, he denied the abuse. But strangely, he admitted the part about the contract. Number 3. Jacoby Smith. There are very few things on this planet that earn you a one-way ticket to hell. Beating up a quadriplegic girl because she's blocking the television is probably one of them. Jacoby Smith, who sounds like a real sweetheart, thought the appropriate way to teach his girlfriend, Tesha Bell, not to roll her wheelchair in front of the TV set would be physical confrontation. He hit her in the face 10 times in order to get his point across. Smith doesn't deny the attack, but is quick to note that he did it in self-defense. Bell had both hands and both legs amputated due to a childhood illness. He also claims that she had been cheating on him prior to the fight, and that the amputee also threw her bedpan filled with urine at him during the altercation. Number 2. David Simmons, age 57 from Murfreesboro, took photographs of his ex-girlfriend, without her knowledge, that showed her performing sexual acts on him. After a nasty breakup, Simmons sent the pictures to the woman's relatives as Christmas cards. Some family members opened the cards, while others were intercepted by the woman before they were opened. He was arrested in connection with 8 counts of unlawful photography against his ex-girlfriend, criminal impersonation, and vandalism. He was sentenced to 2 years of probation after he pleaded guilty to distributing sexually explicit Christmas cards of his ex-girlfriend. Number 1. Unnamed boyfriend. An unnamed 15-year-old British teen was charged with murdering his ex-girlfriend by repeatedly hitting her over the head with a rock, and said he did it on a bet for a free breakfast. The teen had allegedly been bragging about how easy it would be to kill someone, and several friends encouraged him via text to prove it. He also apparently complained to a friend that snapping the girl's neck was difficult. Do you know how hard it is to break someone's neck? She was facing away from me and I thought, this is it. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to break her neck. He was quoted as saying, "She was screaming, so I picked up a rock and started to hit her." He also said, "The worst part was feeling and seeing her skull give way. This has got to be one of the worst boyfriends ever."